And a very good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for your company wherever you're watching right around the country, and welcome to Sydney's Eastern Creek Raceway for the first meeting of the brand new summer season of drag racing. And it's a very important one too, featuring the second State of Origin clash for Wild Bunch cars. And I can't remember being this excited about an event for a very, very long time. Kevin Prendergast will be doing the co-commentary duties right throughout the season once again, and it's a very good afternoon to you. How are you, Kevin?
I'm very well, thank you, David. It's great to be back drag racing at Eastern Creek. And of course this event very, very important, not only in terms of drag racing, but there's a fair bit of state pride at stake here today as well.
There certainly is. Let's just, for the benefit of our viewers that are not aware of the fact, go back to Willowbank Raceway a few weeks ago. The first encounter between New South Wales and Queensland featured a very solid win to the Queenslanders.
Yes, that's correct. The Queenslanders won the first encounter 11-4, and it's up to New South Wales to try and claw back from that rather deficit situation, and I look forward to some great racing today, as in fact we see the both teams being paraded on the track now.
And looking at the cars, obviously going through the paces, the Grand Parade, before a very respectable crowd. I'd suggest somewhere in the vicinity of 7,500 to 8,000 people on Father's Day under clear blue skies. The weather forecasted to reach about 20 degrees, perfect conditions for motorsport, and there really is an all-star cast of the fast on hand, and we can see there the Queensland Cane Toad mascot on display. So you guys at Eastern Creek have really gone to a lot of trouble to add the extras.
Well, yes, the Wild Bunch State of Origin concept was originated from Queensland. The Willowbank promoter Dennis Siramis came up with the idea that was very quickly picked up by the Wild Bunch people, who really are a professional group who are about putting on great racing and entertainment too, and subsequently they're here today to put on a great show for the public.
On screen at the moment is Victor Bray in the Castrol GP50 Chevrolet, a real crowd pleaser wherever he goes right around the country. And we're going to have the first race, the first matchup coming up very shortly. In fact, here it is now, and it features the captain of the New South Wales side. He's on the left-hand side of your screen, Ben Gatt, in the Falcon, a traditional hometown favourite who hasn't really had all that much luck at Eastern Creek since drag racing returned to Sydney. And of course Benny Gatt running for the Superflow Heads organisation, and he's taking on a very experienced campaigner who's been extremely quick at this racetrack, Cole Dunn.
Yes, Cole Dunn in the Superformance 56 Chev that you see burning out there, the fastest qualifier today, as Ben Gatt cranks up the 380 cubic inch Ford for a burnout as well. The Cole Dunn car now back on screen, qualified yesterday with a 7.28 second pass at a massive 193.80 mile per hour. Now the Chevs are a very, very big car, and as you can see they have the aerodynamics of the proverbial brick, and to push a car like that to a speed of 194 mile an hour is an outstanding exercise.
Certainly is. Now Ben Gatt, Captain Courageous, in other words he is the captain coach of the New South Wales side, running for the Superflow Heads organisation. Benny will be very keen to do well, because since drag racing returned to Eastern Creek, Gatt has certainly not enjoyed a very large degree of success. Brother Joe Gatt there, assisting Ben in reversing the car back down to the start line area, and Joe's been a familiar sight around drag racing for a quarter of a century, and Ben Gatt set to do battle against Cole Dunn, as we can see some combat in the background between the mascots, the Cane Toad and of course the Cockroach.
And of course the Wild Bunch racing is done on a dial your own handicap system, and you'll see an example of this here. Ben Gatt dialed in an 8.3 second time and Cole Dunn a 7.2, so Ben Gatt will get the start off the handicap start off the start line. It'll up to the big Chev to catch him over the top end.
Okay, crowd on their feet, they rise as one. Race one, the New South Wales captain got a pretty good start. Go Ben go. He's going to need to hurry up though, because here comes Dunn absolutely charging when it's all over. As they approach the top end, it was Mr. Dunn who's performed absolutely superbly. A 7.31, and the miles per hour, as you can see on your screen, 192.88, an absolutely blinding start to the Queenslanders, who, remembering, won the first round at Willowbank 11 points to 4, and they're looking as though they're going to go on with that very good form. Now Andrew Constantinou, representing New South Wales, will take on a Queenslander that is very popular, to say the very least, Kev.
Yes, Dave Baxter in the Falcon. Dave, one of the original Wild Bunch cars in Australia, but as we look at Andrew Constantinou, one of the more popular cars here in New South Wales. In fact, sponsored by Eastern Creek Performance, and as you can see by that burnout, a very, very popular car. Coming out of the mist on the other side, that's Dave Baxter. Dave Baxter driving an XE Falcon sedan. This is powered by a 500 cubic inch Chrysler Hemi engine. It's an aluminium version, so it's the real racing version. He been very, very successful. The car hasn't been the fastest in the country, but in Dial Your Own Wild Bunch racing, that really doesn't matter.
It certainly doesn't. Constantinu waving the blue flag of New South Wales, sponsored by many people, including Lynx Engineering, also long-time supporters of drag racing. And Constantinu in the past has achieved a great deal of publicity as a result of employing a rather attractive promotional lady who's not here today. Okay, Constantinu and Baxter on the right-hand side. That's Baxter. And we're set for a start now. Constantinu got the jump. Obviously a handicap start. Now can Baxter peg him back? It's not looking like it at the moment. And Constantinu is absolutely flying away. And the very big crowd here at Eastern Creek have certainly enjoyed that race. And we see there that Dave Baxter, a 169.56 miles per hour. A very good run by him, Kevin.
Yes, unfortunately, Andrew Constantinu ran a great 8.16 at 168.92 mile an hour, but unfortunately red lighted. Another blue car for the New South Wales team, and that is Jeff Devlin in the Fireman's Quickie EH Ute, and he'll be up against another one of the very popular Queensland Chevs, the Wild Fridge, driven by Les Winter.
What do you mean, the Fireman's Quickie?
Well, the Fireman's Quickie comes all the way down from Canberra. Jeff Devlin is a genuine fireman, and his hobby obviously is drag racing. The EH has been powered by a 454 Chev engine, once again supercharged and fuel injected, as all of these Wild Bunch cars are, producing approximately 1,000 horsepower from this car. It's actually the lower qualifier in the series as we stand today, but because of the handicap starts, it really doesn't matter. Les Winter, one of the faster cars, has run 192 mile an hour with this car and is dialed in for this race at a 7.30. So he'll have about a 1.5 second wait for Jeff Devlin, and it'll be up to the big Chev to come down over the top end. You'll notice the hatch on the big Chev that they're just closing there, very much a parochial Queenslander. He's got Team Toad painted on the inside of that, just so the crowd can react to it.
Why not? Les Winter has been a magnificent ambassador, in fact an ornament to the sport of drag racing, highly charismatic, and can certainly drive like the wind as well. You're about to see that now. A start is imminent. Les Winter on the right-hand side, and Jeff Devlin on the left-hand side, representing the Blues of New South Wales, is very keen to go on and perform with absolute distinction. Let's see how he goes now. A start is imminent. Les Winter, certainly very experienced, a great crowd. They stand as one as Devlin leaves the start line area, a substantial handicap advantage there. Devlin's keeping it all together, a nice straight line at the moment. Les Winter is flying now. In fact, over the top end, he was coming home like gangbusters, you'd have to say. As we wait now for the time to come up, you'll find that Les Winter has been the quicker over the top end. He has been a 186.03 miles per hour. We've seen some tremendous action in the first segment. There's plenty more coming your way. Whatever you do, don't go away. Oh yeah, welcome back to the home of horsepower, Sydney's Eastern Creek Raceway. My name's David Tapp. Thank you very much for your company right around Australia. And Kevin Prendergast, my co-commentator. So far in the second State of Origin encounter, the Queenslanders have been very dominating.
Yes, halfway through the first round of racing, there's no doubt the Queenslanders have continued their winning form, but we're looking towards Lucky Baleri, the guy now on track to break that winning round and defeat the Jack Brothers Statesman. Both of these cars are powered by small block Chevs, fuel injected and supercharged again, and this is a heads-up race between these two double B gas cars, and they normally would compete in Superstock Eliminator. Today, of course, we're running the Wild Bunch. Lucky Baleri, a record holder in Superstock. Heads up, 770's the index. It'll be a great race because they're both well known for wheels up and really fast action.
They'll turn on the excitement, no doubt about it. Lucky Baleri representing the Blues on the left-hand side, and Stephen Jack, the State of Origin debut today. Stephen Jack got a pretty good start. He's now a little skatey. It's going to be Lucky Baleri. Go your hardest, little Lucky. He's done it. New South Wales picks up a win. You little beauty, Lucky Baleri. A 175.78 miles per hour.
A 7.89 second win for Lucky Baleri over the 7.92 pass performance of the Jack brothers. The final pairing now brings the most popular Wild Bunch car in Australia.
He certainly does. Obviously, Kevin Prendergast referring to that man on screen, Victor Bray, and see the crowd go up as one as he demonstrates one of his customary burnouts. Obviously, Victor Bray representing Queensland in the big black car. Enormous horsepower, a tomato farmer by trade. He's not going to get it all his own way because Alan Fountain has got other ideas.
Yes, Alan Fountain in the XF Falcon. This is powered by a 400 cubic inch Chrysler Hemi engine, but Victor Bray, one of the most popular racers, a real character, as we saw by the burnout, well known for half-track, three-quarter track burnouts, plenty of smoke, and the crowd reaction to him is brilliant. He really has won a lot of races, but he's also won a lot of hearts. He's a real character.
You'd have to call him, Kevin, the perennial favourite wherever he goes, even though he's representing Queensland. In Sydney today, Victor Bray has got plenty of fans here. As you so aptly point out, he's running for Castrol GP50. He's given that company great service and always performs with exemplary, or in exemplary fashion, does Victor Bray. So too does Alan Fountain, who's currently looking a little bit nervous.
As they come to the start line now, they're moving into pre-stage. A very slight handicap start to Alan Fountain. He's dialed in at an 8.00 and Victor Bray 790. The red light start there from Alan Fountain, so Victor Bray gets the automatic win.
They're going through the motions. Victor Bray showing plenty of horsepower. It's a big pity, actually, because Fountain was looking quite competitive there. But as you correctly pointed out, Kevin, he did red light Alan Fountain, representing New South Wales. Victor Bray, an electrifying time there, somewhere in the vicinity of 179 miles per hour. Now we move along to the next event. Stephen Jack representing Queensland. It's his debut in State of Origin racing today. And obviously his opponent on this occasion is Constantinu.
Yes, for the second round of racing, and this is the first race in the second round, the state swap lanes. So you'll now see the Queenslanders in the left-hand lane of your screen, and that of course is the Snap-on Tools lane, and in the right-hand lane, the New South Wales cars. Now again, this is a fairly even matchup. Both of these cars normally would run double B gas and super stock, both powered by small block Chev engines. Andrew Constantinu be looking to improve on his performance from the first round.
Got a funny sort of a start. Both front wheels were well and truly up off the ground, but it's going to be Constantinu. He's really rocketing towards the top end. The crowd are on their feet here, but Stephen Jack flashed home and got an outstanding finish towards the top end, a 169.17, almost identical.
Unfortunately, Andrew Constantinu, the best ever performance from that car with an 804, but he broke out on his dial-in of an 8.10, subsequently handing the win to Stephen Jack. Now the Wild Fridge, the big 56 Chev of Les Winter up against the burnout of Lucky Baleri.
Wild Bunch cars are famous right around the country for the show and the excitement they put on. And folks, you just saw there a fine reason why they try and even do burnouts simultaneously. And the crowd absolutely adore these cars, many of which can be related to, obviously we see here Lucky Baleri in a car looking very much like a Holden Commodore against that magnificent car that you, I think, described as a mobile fridge.
Well, it's known as a Wild Chev, but this race shows you the contrasts in types of cars. Here we have a 1992 VP Commodore with a small block Chev and a 1956 shoebox Chev. The people on the hill really get into them because there's the variation and the fun and the colour of Wild Bunch racing, and hence its popularity not only in Australia but throughout the US.
Lucky Baleri, an outstanding result last time he took the track. Away he goes now, and Lucky Baleri got a very good start. So too did Les Winter. In fact, Les Winter is now absolutely flying away. Poor old Lucky Baleri, something went sadly astray with that car. It is Les Winter comfortably by many metres, 188.60 miles per hour.
Yes, Lucky Baleri, obviously a problem there. He was dialed in at 7.8 and only ran a 10-second pass, so I'd suggest he's some form of engine failure.
Two fierce rivals now, Kev, looking forward to this one. Victor Bray for Castrol, obviously taking on the New South Wales captain coach, bouncing Benny Gatt, running for the Superflow Heads organisation. You can't see him at the moment because he's stuck in the smoke screen that's been handed up to him by Victor Bray. The driver's door now opens up on Victor Bray's car. It's a bit hot in the kitchen there. And Ben Gatt is now going to turn out one of his customary burnouts to the delight of the very big crowd here.
Of course, the burnout, apart from the show that it produces, and that's part of I guess the psyche of drag racing, the burnout and the noise and the smoke. The burnout, of course, achieves a very important factor to heat those big slicks, remembering, of course, that these cars have got 1,500 horsepower under the bonnet, so the slicks are worn out, they're warmed up. They also lay a trail of rubber on the racetrack that the driver then drives across. The reason for Victor Bray's door being open, of course, is when they do the burnout, the cars aren't completely sealed, so you find a lot of the times that the cabin actually fills with smoke, and the driver opens the door so he can clear it out so he can see where he's going.
Exactly right, and we should mention too for Ben Gatt fans that Ben in the very near future will unveil a brand new race car that he's been working on at his Hoxton Park workshops for a couple of months now. And I know Ben's hoping to obtain some big sponsorship to help him along with that project. Good luck with that one, Ben. You're going to need that, and also more luck to beat Victor Bray. We can now see them go. Oh, Ben Gatt got a very good start that time. He's a little bit washy and wishy over the racetrack at the moment, but Gatt's absolutely flying towards the top end. Victor Bray has no answer to the horsepower of Ben Gatt. Good on you, son. 161.87 miles per hour.
Yes, with an 8.3 second pass, Victor Bray backed off. I think they got a bit close for comfort, so I think you'll find that Victor got out of it a little bit, but a win for New South Wales at this point in time, very important.
Yeah, I described it as a bit wishy and washy. I didn't exactly mean that, but I'm sure all our viewers around the country know that Ben Gatt lost control momentarily. Now we see Devlin up against Dunn.
Yes, Devlin Dunn, Cole Dunn, as we said earlier, the fastest qualifier at 194 mile an hour. Again, very popular, big burnout. Jeff Devlin has had a win at this stage in the earlier races, but he's going to find it very, very difficult to get around Cole Dunn. Cole Dunn, extremely experienced. His partner in crime, Greg Thompson, is in fact the president of the Wild Bunch Association from Queensland, and in fact the captain coach of the Queensland side. This car's run in partnership. Normally runs in AA gas in super stock eliminator, has a 480 cubic inch big block Chev engine on board, and lots of power to push a car that weighs approximately 3,000 pounds at 194 mile an hour. Lots of horsepower, and that's what it's all about.
The two Ds, Devlin and Dunn, set to do battle on Eastern Creek's quarter mile. Devlin for New South Wales on the right-hand side, a handicap there, and Devlin's going as hard as he can, but here comes Dunn. He really is starting to rocket home now. It's going to be very close as they approach the finish line. Cole Dunn absolutely flew, but it was Devlin with a 153.01 miles per hour. Oh, I've just knocked the microphone. Sorry about that, folks. We're going to take a very short break. Look forward to your company very much on the other side of this. You're watching State of Origin drag racing from Sydney's Eastern Creek Raceway, and we now approach the final series. David Baxter from Queensland will do battle against Captain Courageous Benny Gatt. Gatt obviously had a rather resounding victory over Victor Bray with his last run, so Gatt goes into this final series absolutely full of confidence. Baxter now demonstrates a reasonable sort of burnout. And Kevin, who's your money on in this one?
Well, this is a heads-up start, David. So both cars will leave the start line together. Performances have been pretty equal all day. I think reaction time will have a lot to do with it. And of course in drag racing, the reaction to the lights and the timing system is very, very important. Benny Gatt's not having a brilliant day, but I can tell you he'll be out there battling all the way. Dave Baxter, very, very experienced at this type of racing. First time on the track at Eastern Creek Raceway, so he's not quite sure of the track conditions, and as you probably understand, track conditions vary from racetrack to racetrack. That's Ben Gatt's advantage here, but I'm not going to pick this one. I'll leave that to the top end.
They do vary, and not just from racetrack to racetrack, but often from race to race. Baxter, left-hand side, that's him you're looking at right now. Ben Gatt out of shot right at the moment, running for Superflow Heads and Castrol GP50, also the Lynx organisation, a long association with the Gatt car. Let's see how we go now. Can New South Wales instill some pride into this event? Not a bad start. Gatt got a little bit twitchy again, as we saw in the last run. It's pretty hard from this angle to see how they're going. It looked as though it was very close. Gatt was the first to unleash the parachute. A very good run by Baxter, a 167.72 miles per hour, and once again the Queenslanders on top.
Yes, a very close race. David Baxter taking the win with an 8.38 time. Ben Gatt very, very close behind with an 8.42. That brings back Victor Bray again.
It does, up against Jeff Devlin. And with all due respects to Devlin, I hope he goes very well, but he really is up against it here. The incredible horsepower, the amazing determination of Victor Bray is well documented. That's Devlin, his opponent on screen now.
Devlin's really improved his performances here today. He's down to an 850 dial-in. That's about 2/10 of a second quicker than he normally would race at. But Victor Bray dialed in at 780. As we said earlier, as the car backs back, you see Victor strapped into this car. It's got 485 cubic inches of Chrysler Hemi engine under the bonnet. A pure racing beast, but a very, very big car. And as we keep saying, the most popular in the country.
Incredible what he's achieved with this car in view of its rather hefty weight. All horsepower, all muscle, stuffed with cubic inches, as you said a little earlier in the program.
Yes, and it's late in the afternoon, but as you can see from the people on the hill, everyone's standing, waiting for these final races. The score is still Queensland ahead, but New South Wales has got a chance to make it very respectable before the day's out.
They have, and hopefully Devlin can rub some salt into the wounds now as we await the start. Devlin got away very, very quickly. Now just watch the horsepower of this big black fighting machine of Victor Bray on the left-hand side of your screen. Look at Bray come home, absolutely flying. Devlin, it was marginally in front when they crossed the finish line with a 162, but look at Victor Bray's top-end speed, 179 miles per hour.
Yes, but the 179 wasn't good enough. Jeff Devlin taking the win with a great 8.54 seconds over the losing ET of Victor Bray.
Constantinou now doing a burnout as the light starts to diminish here at Eastern Creek. Pitch is looking just a shade darker now, up against Baxter, who has performed very well here today.
Of course, the guys, fortunately, the sun is setting behind them, so it's much easier than. It's very difficult sometimes with the sun setting and looking into the light, but unfortunately, that's the cameraman's problem today, and the racers have got all the advantage.
It certainly is. There he is, Jack, Stephen Jack, getting set to do battle. This is his first time in State of Origin racing. Away they go now, Constantinou and also Jack. It looks as though Jack's got a couple of metres buffer. Gee, Jack was taily there as he approached the finish line, and that enabled Constantinou to make up some ground, but it was a 163.76 by, obviously, Stephen Jack from Queensland, and a 166 from Andrew Constantinou.
Yes, Stephen Jack taking the win with a 7.84 pass. Now for the final race of the weekend, we have a little change to tactics. Unfortunately, a couple of the New South Wales cars out of action, but the 56 Chev of Cole Dunn has been drafted into the New South Wales team.
And I'm happy about it.
Yes, he'll take on Les Winter. This will be a heads-up pro start first race, and as you can see, they've put a New South Wales sticker on the back of the big 56 Chev to try and get some points for New South Wales.
Sounds fantastic. This will be a wonderful, wonderful race. As the doors of Dunn's car are both flung open hastily. Kevin was talking about the smoke problem as a result of the burnouts a little while ago. There is a fine example of it. And Dunn has been drafted into the Blues side, the New South Wales side, up against his normal teammate, obviously being Les Winter. A start is not far away now. Final run of the day. It's been a tremendous first race meeting at Eastern Creek to get the 1992-93 drag race season underway, and they're gone now. Cole Dunn in the left-hand lane for New South Wales is all over the racetrack, but now straightens it up. It's been a very good result. I think Dunn's got it. A flying result by Cole Dunn for New South Wales, a 187.73.
Yes, on a heads-up pro start, Cole Dunn takes the win with a 7.39 second pass.
All right, it's been a really fabulous day's drag racing, repeating obviously the fact that it's the first drag race meeting of the brand new summer season of speed here at Eastern Creek. Kevin, congratulations to you and the rest of the organisers. A terrific show, and we're back here next time on the 11th of October.
That's correct, David, and top alcohol will be the feature at that event. The State of Origin Wild Bunch is now down in history. Unfortunately, the Queenslanders have resoundingly defeated New South Wales, but I'm sure next year's series will be much closer.
All right, well done, Kevin. Well done, everyone. Thank you very much for your company. Until we see you next time, take care and drive safely.